All right, welcome back to DQ Today we're going to be talking about the Eachine Novice series again, specifically the Eachine Novice 2 version 2 kit. If this is the first time you guys have checking out my video, please hit the subscribe button. It would really help and I would really appreciate it. And if you like videos on drones, there's a lot more to come. So um, the main thing that we're going to be focusing on in this video is just the slight increases that they've made with the transmitter on the Novice 2 and if it has made it good enough to consider over the Novice 3. So basically, if you're just looking at this kit for the first time and this is a video that somehow popped up on your screen and you don't know anything about these kits, there's going to be a list of links in the description down below that will send you to videos that will be more detailed and do like a full review on the kits themselves. So if you want to see that, make sure that you check the description out and check those videos out first, because this video is probably not going to be of much help. So from what I can see, the transmitter that they're using is the FS16 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. It is it's a FlySky transmitter, so you're going to be in a completely different ecosystem than you would be if you were to go with Novice 3 kit, because the transmitter will work with FrSky quads. So buying quads in the future, that's definitely going to be one of the main differences that I see personally. All my quads are FrSky, so I mean, the main difference between FlySky and FrSky that I can tell is just from a quick search on the internet is there's going to be a lot more products that are compatible with FrSky versus FlySky. FlySky is seen more of like a beginner, an entrance transmitter, whereas FrSky, they have higher end transmitters. Not to say that FlySky doesn't have higher end transmitters that cost hundreds of dollars, but that is one of the main differences that I saw when I came back on here. Because before, whenever they were selling the Novice 2 kit with this transmitter that still comes with the Novice 1 kit, this was an FrSky transmitter, so that wasn't a consideration before. But now it is that they changed it to a FlySky. The transmitter itself is one of the reasons that it's kind of hard not to say that this is the better kit now, because the transmitter that comes with the Novice 3 has been giving so many people problems, including me. I ended up buying a QX7, so I don't have the problems that I used to, but there's error messages that pop up on this transmitter, and some people have binding issues. I had binding issues, and there's just a lot of reasons that there's a technical reason that it's happening, and nobody, from what I can tell, has figured it out yet, and I sure as hell didn't figure it out. This transmitter has been used, this FlySky FS16 transmitter has been used a lot. There's also a FlySky FS16S X, as in xylophone, and they're pretty respectable transmitters as far as cheap transmitters goes. This thing retails for around $50 if you were to buy it by itself, so it's not an expensive transmitter by any means, but it does give you the configurability with the screen down here, whereas the Novice 3, it gives you the configurability, but this whole system here is the way that you maneuver through the menu buttons and stuff like that. It's not impossible, but it definitely takes a lot to get used to. I think this would be a much more intuitive transmitter, just from what I can do or tell from a little bit of research that I did online of people that use this on a daily basis. The main difference between what used to come with this is that the gimbals are, so it's the transmitter. I mean, it's really just the transmitter that you're going to see the main difference. The problem with this kit is the goggles, however. The goggles, although they have two antennas, they're not diversity. They have a much smaller screen with worse resolution. You're looking at a 3-inch screen, 480 by 320 in these goggles, whereas in the Eachine 800, which comes with the Novice 2 kit, that's a 5-inch screen and it's 800 by 480. So it's definitely better resolution and a larger screen on this end. This goggle you can take apart. This is one of those items in the FPV community that's considered old, but still really usable and definitely a quality built, like lasts long. The battery lasts long. A lot of people, whenever they get this, they keep this even whenever they buy better goggles, as like a bench goggle or whatever. Whereas you're not going to be doing that with this piece of plastic. Now, I'm not saying you can't fly with this. A lot of people that have reviewed this said that it's more than flyable. It's not the most comfortable. It's definitely not the best resolution. There's a lot of limitations to it. but as far as getting you up in the air, it's still going to get you up in the air. So if you're willing to take a little bit of a hit on the goggles, then when we start talking about the drone on both sides, the drones are, from what I can see, pretty comparable. The Novice 3 flies amazing. It has a 3S battery, so it's a little bit more powerful. It has 3-inch blades, so it's a little bit more powerful. It has a little bit more punch to it. It has a little bit more maneuverability. It has a little bit more range. It has 2 antennas for the RX, whereas the Novice 1 only has one, and it only goes one antenna for the RX, and it only goes up to 200 milliwatt, whereas the Novice 3 goes up to 400 milliwatt. The Novice 3 has DVR onboard recording, whereas you don't get that with the Novice 2. So there are definitely limitations to the Novice 2 whenever it comes to some of the functionality and also some of the features. But as far as this drone goes, for like a 2.5-inch drone that you just want to rip around in your backyard or in a parking lot or in a park or something like that, this with the transmitter and these goggles, you're going to be more than happy with that. And this feels like more of a solid kit because it has that like insurability. Like you feel like okay with it. You know whenever you get it, you're going to rip. And there's not like that dread fear of, is my transmitter going to immediately go unbound, and am I not going to be able to figure it out, because it does take hours whenever you first get into this, maybe days. Some people never figure it out, and that's why they quit. It's because this transmitter, if it does happen to you, it's not fun. It happened to me like a couple months after I was into the hobby. So that's pretty much the entire video. The one other thing that I don't think I mentioned in this edit or in this recording, because I've already tried to record this video like 8 times. Hopefully this is the one that I can just upload. Is that the Novice 2 version 2, like I said, I think I did say it at the beginning, will be on FlySky. So you're going to be in the FlySky ecosystem, and I just wanted to point out one example here, where if you're looking into buying like a whoop after you get these two, right? You're thinking about getting an indoor quad because this is an open prop. This is an open prop. Maybe you want to get something that has prop guards on it, like the Mobula 6, and you buy the Novice 2, you'll be in luck because the Mobula 6 gives you the option to buy the FlySky receiver. But if you're looking at maybe the Emax Tiny Hawk or some other drones that I've also seen whenever went to purchase, the FlySky was not an option. Emax Tiny Hawk being one of those. So if you were interested in the Tiny Hawk after purchasing the Novice 2, you would be out of luck with that FlySky receiver, with that FlySky transmitter, because this would be only on the FrSky ecosystem. Now, would you be able to buy a micro receiver and put it on this transmitter? Well, I don't know why you would do that with the Tiny Hawk. I would probably just build your own quad at that point. But if you were going to do that, obviously you could still go and buy a FlySky receiver. There are FlySky receivers for the FlySky ecosystem, but there are less receivers for the FlySky ecosystem than there are for the FrSky. But the ability and the functionality of the receivers for the FrSky and the FlySky are pretty comparable, and they definitely can get you by. So don't think that you're buying junk over here on the FlySky place, but you're definitely buying something that's a little bit more limited. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something from it. And I know the audio is not the best. It's a USB mic. So for anybody that's still listening, I'm sorry. I will try to upgrade that as soon as possible. And making videos is actually a lot of fun, and it's something that I'm going to be doing a lot more recently. So like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're actually listening to this point, please hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And I will definitely see you guys back for another video very soon.